We have a very special wonder kid for you guys today, a 17-year-old that in FM24 starts off with incredible ability, enough to contribute to some of the biggest teams in the world, and with the right development, once he's at his maximum potential, he is genuinely a generational talent who you all need to sign, and in this simulation you're going to see just how good this guy does, because it is pretty unbelievable. That's right, we have an elite talent for you guys today in this Wonder Kid to Superstar episode, and stick with us because we'll show you exactly what we do to take him from a very good young player into one of the world's best. If you do enjoy the video, smash the like button for us, subscribe for more, and comment down below which Wonder Kid you want to see next. And with that being said, let's go find this player. If you head into Serie A and go to Udinese and then take a look at their under-18 team, you will find a hot prospect by the name of Simone Pafundi, or Simone Pafundi. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I'm going to go for Simone. It seems right to me, and he is an incredible player. Right now, you'll look at him and you will think he is talented, but wait until you see just how good he looks later. But there's a few things to talk about this player. Firstly, his potential range is a lot higher than many others in his position. He has a range of 150 to 180. So on the lowest end of his range, if you get really unlucky, he will still be an elite level talent, but on the highest end, he will be a world-class player, one of the best in the world, not just in his position, but in every single position on the pitch. He's a 17-year-old at the start of his save and is valued at about 10 million, which is not a bad fee at all for such a good young player. He's been at Udinese for a few years, so you don't have to worry about not being able to sign him instantly, and he has some great starting attributes. Natural in the number 10 position, but he can also play anywhere really in that attacking line. But I think number 10 is definitely the best kind of area for him. Which role you choose is completely up to you, and I'll talk about which role I think is best for him a little bit later. But if we have a look early on at his attributes, there's a few things that stand out. Firstly, acceleration, agility and pace at a level of 13, 14 and 15, so all in a good area. He's a nimble player at 5'5" who's pretty quick. Now add into that some good first touch and dribbling, and you're getting the idea of what kind of number 10 he is, a bit David Silva-esque. His passing, vision and technique are also at a very good level for someone that's only 17. If you don't know, between the ages of 16, 18 and even 19, players will have significant growth, particularly in the physical areas of his games. You will see in a few years that those attributes begin to develop. Now this might vary in your save. With younger players, sometimes their attributes can be a little bit randomised. I imagine determination might be one of those. In this save we got lucky with 18 determination, good flair, off the ball work is pretty good too, decision making and composure. He's got a driven personality, and that's really going to bode well for the future for Simone Pafundi. Now he is a very bright talent, very well talked about in Italy as well, and in the Football Manager world for 10 million, as much as it is a lot of money, he does have the ability to play right away, or at least within a few months of development, for some of the biggest teams in the world. Would I start him for Real Madrid straight away? No, I probably wouldn't, but for the sake of the simulation, we're going to bring him over to our Real Madrid team and show you exactly what we do to get the best out of him. So, firstly, the tactic. It's a very simple 4-2-3-1 gegenpress that the game has provided me with, and I have changed some of the roles, but the shadow striker is a role that I've put into this number 10 attacking midfield position. No additional instructions, nothing like that. It's just a role that I tend to like, so just so you know, we're not using any kind of crazy tactic. Now, Pafundi is being mentored here by some good personalities at the club like Luka Modric, also Dani Carvajal and Nacho as well, who are all rubbing off their influence onto him as a player to hopefully improve his game. Although saying that, his determination is already very high. Now we have moved him over to our Real Madrid team using the in-game editor, and whilst I do normally say not to take too much of a note into the star ratings that the game provides because they can fluctuate, you can clearly see they do rate this player highly straight away because he's considered to have 5-star potential at Real Madrid, and he's being compared to some of the best players in the world at that club, the likes of Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. So really, to have 5-star potential and 2-star current ability at 17 is very impressive from the young Italian. Now if we go to his training, this is what I'm doing. I'm focusing him in on that shadow striker role. Like I mentioned earlier, he can certainly play some other roles, and shadow striker wouldn't necessarily have to be his best one. It's just a role that I really like in game, but he is definitely someone that can create chances. If you're going for an advanced playmaker, he will be a very good player for that position with the 14 vision and the 15 technique, but I'm focusing in on shadow striker. Now I'm going to leave his additional focus blank in his training for the sake of a simulation. We do this with every every player, but for you guys, definitely add an additional focus, and I would look at working on some of his weaknesses. For me, as someone that wants to use him as a shadow striker, I could suggest shooting for sure as something to improve. With only 9 finishing currently, I'd like to see that go up. Final third work, attacking movement, both of those could be good for Pafundi if you want to raise his anticipation, composure, or decision making, but I think that is where I would focus in most of my training, because physically he's going to develop naturally in that area anyway, and he's already very strong, as he is mentally in most places, and creativity wise in terms of passing, technique and vision, he's already very good. And for sure, if you want to, you can keep focusing in on passing and make him a top level passer, but I'm kind of trying to balance him out as a player so he has everything, both passing and goal scoring, and you'll see in the simulation that certainly helps him. So now let's jump a few years ahead, see how Pafundi looks on the lowest end of that range. Worst case scenario, this is the kind of player you're getting. And this has worked out quite well, because after 2 years, now at the age of 19, Pafundi is sitting at 150 current ability, which is the lowest possible in the potential range exactly. So this is the worst case scenario. If you've got the worst version of Pafundi in your save and fully developed him, this is the kind of player you would have, which is crazy because when you look at him, you go, okay, he is already world class, and that is exactly what I love about this guy. Because of how his attributes start off, because he is such a top level player instantly, he has got such a bright future. Now physically, he has developed very well here with 16 acceleration, agility, balance and pace, all at a very high level. Mentally, he is insanely good for a player that is only 19, and then you count the fact that he's got great vision, technique and passing. Yes, he is a world class creator, but he can also hit a free kick. He's got 16 first touch, 15 dribbling, can hit a great corner, and his finishing is also exceptional. And these attributes being so good with only a few years of development really do show how much of a talent Pafundi is. Valued at over 113 million, he has been playing extremely well right from the off. Now do bear in mind that he is the set piece taker for our team, so corners, free kicks are likely going to be contributing to some of his numbers, but even saying that, in season 1 he got a 7.27 average match rating, which is crazy for a player at only 17, with 17 goals and 10 assists in the league alone. The next season he improves on it again, getting 19 goals and 14 assists and an even better average match rating. And when you consider this is him at his worst, it really does go to show why you need to sign this guy as quick as possible. A couple years in and he's now valued at a crazy amount. Obviously Udinese are a big side, but if you're playing for any kind of team with a similar reputation, potentially if you're a big club or maybe your club has developed well over the first few years of your save, scout Pafundi and try and sign him, because if you can, you are going to get an unbelievable player for your team. But of course he's only 19 here at the worst end of that potential range, so let's see just how good he can look at his maximum. Before we see Pafundi at full growth though, I'd like to let you guys know I do have my own YouTube channel as well, linked in the description, where I do more Football Manager content. It's more entertainment based as opposed to informative like we do here on FMSCOUT, and anyone that wants to come on over, I'd really appreciate any feedback and support. We've recently surpassed 30k subs, which is amazing, so a big thank you to anyone that can come over and hit that subscribe button. I really do think you'd enjoy the content. But talking of things that you might enjoy watching, look at the screen and tell me right now your Football Manager heart isn't completely in love with this player, because he is so good. The attributes are incredible, the amount of greens on the board are amazing, and the fact that it's in all of the areas that would make him such a great player to watch in the in-game engine as well just show you why he is so good. 15 corners, 16 free kicks and 14 penalties. He's on the set pieces, he's got that narrowed down. 19 first touch and 17 dribbling. He's nimble with the ball, he's going to go past players, and he's also got 15 long shots and 15 finishing, so he can score. 16 passing, 17 technique, incredible vision, flair, off the ball work, decision making, composure, concentration. I could go on, and the physical attributes don't let him down either. He is an amazing player, and he has got a 5-star ability rating in this Real Madrid team according to the game. Of course, like I say, don't judge those star ratings too much, but it does show you just how good of a player he is. He has damaged his cruciate ligaments recently by the looks of it, and he's developed some great traits to help him in game 2. He scored 10 goals in 43 games for the Italian national team, still valued at over £125 million, and you can see why, because in game that is just insane. Season 3, at the age of 19, he scores 27 and assists 18. He's managed to get great numbers. He'd hit 30 goal contributions in 21 matches before damaging his cruciate ligament. Thankfully though, that did not ruin the simulation. He managed to recover, and this is how good he was by the end of his career. The physical attributes have died down, but he's 37 years of age, a model professional, and will go down as a legend of football, up there with the best players that have ever been seen. 26 goals in 90 Italian appearances, so many goals and assists across the course of his career as well. Just in the league, that is 408 goals, 319 assists in 683 games, so over 1 goal contribution a game, which is insane to have for an attacking midfielder of all things. It's not like he was a striker. And he was so good that he actually went on to win the Ballon d'Or not just once, not twice, not 3 times, but actually 6 times in total, with his first one being in 2028, only a few years into the simulation, where he got 38 goals and 30 assists. And as you saw, you don't have to play 15 years before he becomes a great player. No, within 2 seasons, he was already tearing it up for a Real Madrid side, and that tells you everything you need to know. So, Simone Pafundi, what a player. Make sure you like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more as we get close to 175k subs, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.